Here now, Mr. Akshay Menon.
Yeah.
Louder. Sweet.
So, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, Servus, herzlich willkommen, guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. That's precisely why I like the German language. They always say meine Damen, which means my ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies out there, be generous, be nice. I'm Akshay Menon, and I'll be presenting on my topic, which is called Birth to Rebirth, Regeneration Tattvamasi. Now, what does the word Tattvamasi mean? It means thou art that, which is regeneration, you are that. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about my journey from birth to rebirth because 10 minutes, too short for that. I could talk about that later if you guys are interested. Please contact me. So, how did it all start? When did it all start? It was long, long ago where a young scientist, me, born in Mumbai, wanted to become a big scientist. So I didn't get any of my earliest reference to whatsoever this is, Wikipedia, Google, PubMed, blah, blah, blah. But I think my first reference came from my grandma. Isn't she great? She's the most wisest person I've ever known. Great, great. So how did I get my first reference? Because she started telling me about the Hinduism, the religion, the mythology, the gods, and everything. Some of them you already know. Don't you guys know this? Simpson? No Simpson fans? And then the Shiva, Ganesha, Shiva, and then you have Hanuman, and then you have Vishnu, and you must be wondering, well, am I going to preach you Hinduism? No, don't worry, don't worry. I ain't no guru, and I'm not going to preach you anything. But often this mystical things about my religion fantasize me. So I wanted to know how I could go from the journey of mythology into life science. Like, how can I get more close to Hinduism? So as and when I started studying biology and life science and medicine field-related topics, I started putting these gods into their respective places. Ganesha goes to the organ transplantation with his almost head being transplanted. That's the transgenic science, hybrid between human and ape, but he's a really good god. And sorry, I mean, I'll clear it later. This is the last, regenerative medicine, my favorite. And here what you see is the goddess, and over here, it's not the god who impressed me. It's the devil. It's always the case with me. The devils always impress me a lot. So what happened is the goddess tried cutting the devil's head, and each time the drop of blood fell onto the ground, 100 such devils came up. Isn't that miraculous? Amazing. And I was always amazed by this power of the devil. How did this happen, and why did this happen? Let's see what this devil had in his blood. So what we exactly have in our body are the normal cells. And then you have these guys. Interesting, stem cells. Now these are the stem cells which regenerate, which repair your body, and as like any health organization, they would define it as blah, 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 potential blah, 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 give different types of cells of the body. What does this exactly mean in a layman's term? It's simple, they just have superpowers. Do you guys want to see what the superpowers are exactly? What these guys do is this one cell can give rise to the cell of your blood, of your liver, of your brain, of your heart, virtually anything. You know, so they are really powerful. And where exactly can we find them? Exactly, that's the question. Where exactly can we find them? Firstly, you can find them in the embryonic source. When a fetus is born, each and every cell in your body is a stem cell. But then comes the church, and then comes the science, and then come the ethics. You cannot use stem cells, you're killing babies, blah, blah, blah. We can then go on to the adult sources. So each and every adult, all of you sitting over here have like your respective source of stem cells, either present in your brain or your bone marrow or skin, everywhere. I would be concentrating on the bone marrow because these are the cells which are currently used in the clinic for treatment, for which I'll be going on to quite soon. Here's a small video of how stem cells can really help you. Watch it carefully.
Peter, you should really slow down. You've already had like 30 hamburgers.
Shut up, Brian. It relieves the pain of mustachelessness.
Yes.
And it's working. I no longer feel the pain. Come to think of it, I can't really feel anything on the left half of my body.
Really? That doesn't sound good. Peter, are you winking at me? my God, someone call an ambulance!
If only there was some way I could be like everybody else again. How long was I in there?
About 5 minutes.
Why are we not...
Funding stem cells. So, clinically, I would explain what that cartoon actually meant. We at MHH work with congestive heart failure. Heart failure, everyone over here would have got heart failure at some point of your life. I have it every weekend, don't worry. I'm talking about the ones which are more treatable, you know? Not the ones which are, I don't know, can be fixed every weekend again. These are congestive heart failure, the real heart failure. And let's go and see what actually happens. Don't deny me, all you guys sitting over there are McDonald's freak, Burger King, fat pizza, cheese, mayonnaise, everything. Do you want to know, if you don't exercise and let it out, where all the cheese gets into you? It causes you your mech attack. This is where all your cheese goes, inside your blood vessels. And then your blood stops and your poor heart does not get any oxygen and blood and your poor heart dies and eventually heart attack. So what we do at MHH is Project Cupid, and we are the people responsible for fixing hearts. So any of you with broken heart, contact me later after the presentation. Give me your numbers. We can work a mutual deal on it, but the rest with real physical heart problems, please go to MHH and consult a cardiologist, please. So in Project Cupid, what exactly are we doing is, like I told you about the stem cells from your bone marrow, we take these stem cells from the bone marrow and then we culture them in the lab. We potentiate them, purify them, and do a lot of other mischief with these stem cells. And finally, with our Cupid needles, we just inject them into the area of infarction where your heart is actually dying because of no oxygen. And these guys then go and they give proteins and they help rejuvenate into your heart tissue, and finally your heart is kind of healed. So this is like the next stage clinical practice which is happening currently all around the globe. With this, I would actually come to the end of my talk. And last but not the least, my partners in motivation. They always make cardiovascular research very interesting. All the fats, you see the fat, quite interesting. So eat healthy, do a lot of sports, and live healthy. Thank you. And have a nice day.